So kindergartners, so I have recorded this a bunch of times. If you were on our parent meeting, you know kind of what happened. I'm not really sure on why it didn't post to begin with and why it got deleted. But now we're refilming it. I've been trying all day, but my daughter's been fussy, so here we are again. Now, today's is going to be a little different because to try and keep you guys in check with the packet, I'm going to combine 2 days together, okay? And so we're actually going to do facts 3 and 4 today. If you're like, I only want to do fact 3 today and I want to do fact 4 tomorrow, that's too much to do in one day. Great. But I'm going to give this option to the people who want this option. You can combine like fact 4 and table of contents tomorrow, or however you want to do it. But I am in one video going to combine the 2 facts together. So first, as you know, we have this one, which is hatching. And then for fact 4, we have chick, which is like when it starts going into adulthood, once it's out, that kind of stuff, right? So I'm going to start with the hatching. As you know, because of formatting, we have to take a pair of scissors. I have my kitchen shears. And we're just going to cut it in half so it's ready to go, right? Just like we've done on our other half sheets, we have been cutting them in half so that you guys can easily, right, work with them. We've had them all in half. So then I'm going to get out this fact sheet. And you'll see that on day 3, I have hatch, because that's what it is. Oops, hatch. I talk about the egg tooth. I talk about wet, and I say weak. Okay, so one of the things that I want to chat about with my ducks hatching is that they develop an egg tooth, right? That's one of the facts that I wrote on my sheet. So I'm going to talk about the egg tooth. I also want to talk about how when they come out of the egg, when they hatch, they're very weak, they're very wet, and they're very tired, right? So they need some recovering time. As I get started on going through this writing process, I really am working on that brainstorming piece where I think about what am I going to say, how am I going to say it, right? And make sure that I'm using my finger spaces, lowercase letters, all of that good stuff that we've already learned. All right? So, egg tooth. I'm trying to think of how I want to word that sentence. I think what I'm going to say is, you'll see right here, it says then. It's very light. Then. I think I'm going to say, then, using their egg tooth, the duckling can crack the shell. Then, using their egg tooth, the duckling can crack the shell. That's what I'm going to write. Then, using, we know ing, Mr. Ing, Mr. Ing, Mr. I-N-G. Then, using their egg tooth, and I'm going to add a couple words here. Egg tooth on their beak. We know how to spell that word. Duckling cracks there. Now I'm using finger spaces. I'm using lowercase letters. I'm checking it. I'm sounding out my words. All of those things that you need to be doing, right? Their egg. And it's the end of a sentence, so I'm going to add a period. Now, you'll see that I have my words. Then, using their egg tooth on their beak, the duckling cracks their egg. When they come out, they are weak. No, I'm going to say, then when they come out, they are wet and very weak. So that's a lot of words, and I only have one line left. As you guys remember, I can just go down here, okay? So then, when they come out, and now I'm down below, they are wet and very weak. Weak and beak rhyme. Check that out. You see? So I wrote all my facts down. Now I'm going to come back to this fact page. Fact 3. Egg tooth. Talked about that. Wet. Talked about that. And weak. Talked about that. This page is done, except for I just need to draw my diagram. Right? I'm probably going to draw a diagram of a duckling when it first comes out of the shell. I'm going to make sure that it has like a little egg tooth on it. And that it looks kind of wet and tired. Right? I'm not going to draw a fluffy one because they're not quite fluffy yet. All right? So I'm done with that page, except for I need to draw the diagram. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. But if you want to stop at fact 3, pause here, come back tomorrow at 7 minutes. Okay? And then you'll watch fact 4. If you're good to go, then I'm going to give you fact 4. You could either pause and come back for fact 4, like after you're done working here in a few minutes, and then come back and see fact 4 and then go work on fact 4. Or you could watch all of it at once and then go do it all at once. Choice is totally yours, but we are giving the options because of the mess ups that have been happening. Okay? So, I lost my page. Here it is. We are on fact 4 today. Which I am cutting it up just like we've done with all the other pages. Right? Nothing new there. Let's get it out of my way. Fact 4. I talk about the feathers, which is a huge important thing. And then I talk about 5 months. I wrote 5 months because if you remember, it takes them 5 months to reach full adulthood, right? 5 months. So I'm going to go ahead and start writing or start checking and brainstorming what I'm going to say. So it does say after. After. What I'm going to say is after a few weeks, they develop their feathers. After a few, develop is a funny word. After a few weeks, they grow their feathers. That's what I'm going to say on mine. You can say whatever you would like. So I'm going to say after, and I'm just tracing this word because it's already there for me to trace. After, oops, I messed up. And look, I messed up. I'm not going to erase it. I just cross it out. I'm not going to spend too much time erasing a bunch of stuff. After a few weeks, the ducks, and I'm actually going to say ducklings, grow their feathers. Now, I've talked about feathers. My next thing to talk about is 5 months. That's what I wrote. It takes 5 months for them to reach adulthood, right? So I'm going to write that. So I wrote, after a few weeks, the ducklings grow their feathers. When 5 months has gone by, after, I'm trying to think, see, I'm brainstorming. How do I want to make sure this sounds good for my readers? So after in 5 months. Oh, there we go. In 5 months, they will be fully grown. There we go. In 5, and remember, I'm writing all lowercase letters except for the first letter of the sentence. 5 months, they will be fully grown. And I did a period at the end, period at the end of the sentence. All lowercase letters except for the first letter of a sentence. They're all lowercase. Now all I have to do is my diagram. Your book should not be exactly like mine. Yours should be either have your own facts or at least have your own words, because the facts are kind of hard to come up with. So if you have my facts, excuse me, that is totally fine. But make sure you're not just copying verbatim what I say. Make sure you're using your own